Let me tell you, I have started this video so many times already, and each time I sound like a complete moron. All you need to do is say, hello, I'm sorry I can't be with you. It makes me sound like some kind of teen pop star, but... And this is the award I've won. Hi, I'm Alex, and I wrote 2 of the pieces that have gone into the MA Anthology this year, and unfortunately I can't be with you this evening or at the book launch. So I'm going to be reading one of my pieces from in front of my bookcase, because it looks pretty, and in no way because the rest of my room is a complete tip. The piece I'm going to read you is called Before, and is a prose piece that I wrote about a night in second year, which was about 2 or 3 years ago now, which is terrifying. I think I need a drink. Let's get on with it. Before. Let's begin this story where most conventional stories end. My friends and I had been out in town. We were already drunk, already tired, our feet already hurt and our tights were already ripped, and we were on the way home. I thought that would be the end of the night, getting in a taxi and driving back up to Halls, stumbling into bed and waking up the next morning with an essay to write and a bad taste in my mouth. But the thing is, some people react differently to alcohol. I had a friend who once pushed me down a flight of stairs after a bottle of wine, and another who would collapse on the floor in tears, screaming at anyone who walked within 10 feet of her. One friend, however, just gets a bit sad. It's not her fault. Alcohol, as any biologist will tell you, is a depressive. It makes you sad. It also helps you loosen up, so suddenly all the things that have been on your mind just pour out of you, and different people let it pour out in different ways. I didn't want to end the night with her upset. It was her night out. No one else really mattered. That's why this story starts at the end, when everyone else was going home. You see, we didn't go home. We walked. We walked for a good 10 minutes, and then finally we sat down on the promenade and watched the waves. A little further down the beach, we could hear the other students stumbling out of the club on the pier, but the constant rush of water made it sound like they were slowly being washed away. She talked for a while, just saying everything and anything that crossed her mind, a total free flow of words, and that sometimes didn't even make sense. But then she stopped, and I looked at her and she looked like a small child, the sort you see at the shopping centre, or on a train station, clinging onto the hand of a police officer with big watery eyes that gaze around terrified and confused because one second their parents were standing by them watching over them and now they're gone. So I took my heels off. And I slid off the promenade and onto the sand. Alex, what are you doing? I took her hand and pulled her off the wall towards the sea. We stood on the beach and felt the icy water wash over our feet. It was freezing cold. Out to sea the horizon was invisible through the dark, but we stood in the waves, in our party dresses and our ripped tights, shoes in hand and makeup a little smudged. I looked over at her and she was staring out to sea as though unsure of everything. Maybe it was just the alcohol slowing her reactions, but then she smiled. I squeezed her hand and we stayed there for a few minutes before walking back up the beach a little and lying on our backs looking at the ghosts of clouds rolling by, fingers intertwined in the sand. Well, that was it, and I hope it was worth me being talked into making this video by Ellie and being forced to stare at my face and be sort of in my presence. How do people finish these videos? YouTuber I am not. Yet.